Hello, this is Mac, and today I want to talk about editing. There's two types of editing. There's the technical end of editing, and then there's the storytelling end of editing. And I want to talk a little bit about the technical end, but mostly we're going to focus on the storytelling end of it. With your PC, there will be usually a simple editing program that comes with that, whether you have a PC or a Mac. I'm not familiar with PCs personally, but I know that Macs come with iMovie. And those are more than acceptable, and they have more than enough of what you need to edit the movie you just shot. That would be more than fine. So if you have that, stick to that. Some other ones that are available is Sony Vegas, Adobe Premiere, and Final Cut Pro. But I want to talk about the storytelling aspect. There's two ways you can do this. You can have somebody else edit your movie, or you can edit your movie. I would suggest that you edit your movie, because when you edit your movie, you have 100% control. Because when you wrote your script, there are 3 versions of that movie that are going to show themselves throughout the movie making process. From the time you wrote the script to the time you have it on DVD, you will have seen 3 different versions of that movie. There'll be the version that you wrote, the script that you wrote, that story. There'll be the story that you shot, and then there'll be the story that you edited. So if you're editing your own movie, you still have creative control. If you give it to somebody else and say, hey, I want to edit this based on the script, you're really doing yourself an injustice, because there are certain things that happened in your movie or during your shoot that you did not anticipate. Some of it might have not worked, but some of it probably did work, and probably, if you keep an open mind, some of it is usable things. And so editing is going to change the feel of your movie. When you get into the editing of it, you're probably going to find that some of it wasn't perfect. That some of the shots that you did were not perfect. Don't worry about it. You're shooting a movie. You're not shooting a documentary. You're not shooting a TV show. You're shooting a movie. Because of the artsy kind of angle of movie making, you can get away with a lot more stuff than you can get away with shooting TV shows or even documentaries, for that matter. It's a great, that's one of the things I love about movie making, is that you have a lot of creative freedom to do whatever you want. One of the things that I would suggest is that even though you didn't get what you wanted, there's probably going to be a couple of areas where the dialogue wasn't good, and not good, the sound wasn't good. Maybe you didn't get some sound. Maybe you have a road right nearby and the sound turned out to be crap. Well, what you can always go back and do is you can do what they call ADR. And what that is that's setting up a little sound area in your house and having your actors repeat their lines into a microphone of some sort. And that way you can control the situation, and you have them just go back through their lines in a controlled environment and then just lay those down over the top. It's a really good process, and the sound will come out really nice, that's what you want. And like I said, you can get away with a lot of things, but you can't always get away with having crappy sound. It will not come across, it will not play, because people can't follow your characters. So I would suggest to get into a little bit of ADR if you didn't get quite the audio quality that you wanted. But if you got it all, great. So ADR, just basically re-recording the actor's dialogue in a controlled environment. And what you're going to find is when you're getting into the footage and you're reviewing the footage as to what you're going to use to drop into the timeline, there are going to be things that you fell in love with. There's going to be certain shots, certain angles, certain dialogue that you fell in love with. And maybe they don't work, and you're trying to find a way around it. You're trying to find a way to make it work. The one thing that I suggest is don't be afraid to kill your baby. You got to make sure that you cut those things out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. No matter how much in love with it you were, you got to cut it out. It's hard, but you want your movie to flow. You want your movie to flow from scene to scene. And so you gotta cut those shots that you were in love with out. It's just the way it goes, and it sucks, but that is the way it goes. during the editing process, this is where you're going to get into the credits of the movie. You know, most of, like I was telling you, these these editing programs, they all come with scripted credits, you know, where you create the credits at the end. And all I gotta say is, don't be afraid to give credit where credit is due. You know, that will really make a difference to having people come back and work for you again in the future. You know, so don't be afraid to give credit where credit is due. And so that's about, you know, if there's any questions or comments on editing, you know, please leave them in the comments below, and I will make sure that I get back to you. So until next time, check out maverickmoviemaking.com. That's our blog, where all our other topics that we've been going over that have led us to this point, those are over there. At YouTube, at Lone Dog Productions, which is my production company, Maverick Movie Making is there. Please check those out. Check those other ones out. Give us a thumbs up. Leave some comments, questions. Even if you think we're full of shit, put it in the comments, and we'll start a dialogue. So until next time, keep shooting and have fun. Thank you.